What is up, guys, and welcome back to a brand new video. We're back for some online racing. I did a 100% race, open lobby, around Spain without the S. Nah, I'm not gonna be... Nah, this is gonna be a fun video. This is gonna be good. I'm gonna get you guys involved, and it's going to be filled with good, clean, and most importantly, fair racing. More on that later. But anyway, this is not my first attempt at doing this race. I had to do it twice, and well, this is the reason. Safety car on lap 5 of 66. I get spun out by my teammate, which is, you know, it's fine. It's alright. I get a penalty for it. That's also fine. I'm just going to spin around very slowly, not overheat the tires, not wear them out, and we're going to get going again.
Okay, black flag,
oh, wait.
we're out of the race.
No, I'm not. I've been disqualified for going the wrong way. I've been disqualified for calmly turning my car around in a safe manner. Thank you, Codemasters. So we move on to the second race, where this time, if I do get spun out under safety car, I'll make sure to light up the rear tires and lay down lots of black skid marks everywhere. So, Spain, take 2. This time we have some rain on the horizon. It looks like it's going to strike somewhere halfway through the race. And as such, I've got to make some adjustments to the setup. We're going to go, I think, 4.9 on the wings. And we're also going to take out a lot of fuel, switch to the soft compound tire strategy. And we are going to get this race underway. So make sure you hit that like button and subscribe if you want to see more stuff like this. 5 red lights and we are underway. We're underway for 66 laps of the Spanish Grand Prix. Just getting away nice and slowly, so I am not involved in it. Heading down into turn 1. Even with my slow start, I've caught up to the pack, which is somewhat interesting. Racing Point gets caught up on Major Coing there. I get caught up on Air Strix in the Williams. I've lost my front wing. Safety car is out. People are in the barriers. It's all happening in the Spanish Grand Prix. What are the chances of real life being this exciting on lap 1? Not a chance, as someone goes towards the back of the grid. Safety car is out. Jeff is telling me about alternate strategy changes. Don't worry, I am way ahead of you there, son. I'm going to dive into the pit lane, change the wing, change the tires. Probably going to go into the mediums and see out this stint until the rain comes on this tire. So in we go to the pit lane. Looks like a lot of people are following us in as well. So this will be interesting to see where we emerge in this race. Yellowish Star up behind us. He'll be a strong contender for the race victory along with us in this race. Front wing changed, and we'll hopefully get back out there with a 8.3 second stop. And we're pretty much last in this Grand Prix. Are we? No, we're actually going to overtake a few people. So we're 17th out of 19. Hopefully a few more people will stop under safety car, and we'll be able to go again. That guy in the Haas has just lost his front wing, I think. And he's got a 5-second time penalty, so that is rather unlucky for him. We got someone in the pit lane, so that'll be an extra position for us. But yeah, not a good start to the Spanish Grand Prix. We started at the back, and we stayed at the back after our half a lap of racing. Someone's in the wall under safety car. The Mercedes has just got taken out by one of the midfield runners. And do we have to have another safety car on top of that? The rain is starting to fall down as well. So this race is pretty mental. We've only had half a lap. We've only had like 3 or 4 corners worth of actual racing. And, well, it's already just getting a bit mental now, isn't it? So, safety car is coming in at the end of this lap. Tyres are absolutely stone cold. And I'm not going to lie, I'm considering switching onto a set of inters straight at the end of this lap. But I guess that's going to depend on what everyone else does. If everyone else stays out, you know what, actually, I think I might just stay out the extra lap and just see how it goes. So here we go, the green flag running of this Spanish Grand Prix. I've got absolutely no temperature in the tyres. Slow restart for the race leader, and that invites us back into the party. Away we go for green flag running. There's some laggy ghost quit people who are just getting in the way. We go around the outside of the Haas, down into turn 1. Someone spun left, right, and center. I make a chicane out of what is already a chicane. It turns 2 and 3. There goes the Alpha Tauri. There's too much to commentate on. There's too much happening. Hopefully it'll calm down soon. But I imagine it's going to be a race into the pit lane now to get onto the intermediate tyres, which we're getting called into now. So here we go. There goes the Haas. Thank you for a top 10 position. And yeah, the race, if it hasn't kicked off already, it's well and truly going to kick off on the next lap. 2 people in the barrier, nearly a third or fourth, including myself on the Racing Point. We lost the back end of that very corner too. So the track is wet. VSC is now being deployed. I think we just need a red flag this. There's just too much going on for the stewards to keep on top of. Everyone is into the pit lane now for a set of intermediate tyres. Absolutely no one has carried on dry compound tyres. The track is far too wet. So this race is really going to change tempo now with the track being wet. And I imagine we'll be able to float towards the top pretty quickly in changeable conditions like this. We emerge in the pit lane. We came into the pit lane in 9th. And we're going to leave it in P5. It's not very often you make a pit stop and you actually gain positions. So I'll take it. P5 in the Spanish Grand Prix. Maybe the pain is over. For us at least. Hopefully the skill gap, with it being widened usually in the wet, will mean that we can cut our way through. But I won't lie, I haven't exactly selected a wet weather setup for this race. I've basically used a time trial setup and adapted it to have like 4 9 wings. Actually, it's got 5 9 wings, as I increased the front downforce for the very first pit stop I made. Anyway, we're making a move here on the Renault up the inside into the middle sector. That's us up into 4th place with the leaders a good 10 seconds up the road. So they were able to gain a lot with that VSC ending about halfway through us being in the pit lane. So they were able to cover off a lot more of their stop under slower VSC running, and that's how they've got a bigger lead, obviously. But you can see the Mercedes going a little bit slowly there in the 3rd sector. Don't even think he saw me there. He completely squeezed us onto the ripple strip there. No harm done. We'll just get him back maybe at the end of this start-finish straight. So trying to set up the move here through the final chicane. 3rd gear through here. Trying to short shift. Not get any wheel spin, but I'm not going to lie. I'm really struggling for traction at this point. You can see massive loss on the back end. I was very lucky not to even run into the barrier there. But we carry on through turn 3. Not a great run for brother there, and not a great run for me, if I'm honest. I got a bit of oversteer. How's turn 4 though? Still waiting for a good corner for us. Again, oversteer on exit, trying to go slow in, fast out here, try and take a really late apex. Get on the power nice and early, up and a rich, and an overtake. We're going to shortchange him here, down into turn 7, I think it is. And we are now on the podium in this Spanish Grand Prix. And now I think from here, it's going to be much more difficult to gain places with the top 2 being a good 10 seconds up the road. And it looks like we've got a better pace on them, as we've caught them by 2 seconds already. Someone who's caught us, though, is Jafek in the Haas. We do a 32.0 for a purple lap, and he goes 3 seconds faster right behind us. So this dude looks absolutely rapid, and, well, it's just the, what is it, the tortoise and the hare or something? It's cops and robbers. Either way, people who are further back are way faster than the people who have track position. So it's a massive game of cat and mouse. I should have said cat and mouse the whole time. Anyway, I'm going to try and keep this Haas at bay for as long as I can, but it's still a 100% race, meaning we've got 59 laps to keep this guy behind us. Let's see how that goes, as he gives us a bit of a punt down into turn 10. And I think he's actually got a bit of damage from that, so that's going to maybe put an end to his run towards the front, as Yeah, I think he just missed his braking point, didn't see where it was. Because I broke fairly late for wet conditions, and he didn't even slow down. So he's got some front wing damage. Definitely going to be slower now. Still, he was 3 seconds faster than me a couple of laps ago. You only lose about half a second when you lose yellow or orange front wing damage. He goes up the inside into turn 10, but can't make the move stick. That was, oh, I've lost the back end and I've spun. Never mind. Never mind. Didn't want to keep the position anyway. He gives up in third place. He does have front wing damage. So now we'll see what the true pace is like relative from me to him. It looks like us two are going to be the favorites to win this race. That's if I can, well, keep it in a straight line here. We go green to this sector. There's a VSC, which puts our run to an end. So we're going to slow down. We're going to cool out the tires a little bit, save some fuel while the VSC is out. There's no real point in stopping at this stage of the Grand Prix. The inters are still pretty fresh, and there's still such a long way to go. Even if I stop now, I'd have to stop again. If there's a VSC around lap 30, then I'd consider it. But for now, we're just going to carry on as we were. Try and get in a rhythm and catch up to the top 3 guys. So here we go. Green lap this time around, 1 minute 30.4. We need a couple more of those if we're to catch the Racing Point, who we overtook just a few laps earlier. Yellow flag again, and there's another VSC. Another one. I hate VSCs because you can't catch up to the cars ahead. The race just gets neutralized. And, well, we nearly got a drive-through penalty as the Delta came crashing down on top of us. Thankfully, we were okay. I really hate VSCs now.
Reduce speed immediately and keep a positive delta.
Another one. That's 2 on 1 lap. 2 on 1 lap.
Until the green flag. VSC
Can that
wait
please
for green.
be the end of them now? The more VSCs we get, the less likely we're going to have safety cars at the end of the race. You only have a certain amount that you can use in any F1 game race. Jafek in the Haas is now out. He's an AI-controlled driver now, so we get 4th place. Thank you very much. And now our quest to catch the top 3 continues. The gap has been halved. It's only 5.6 seconds to 2nd place now.
VSC deployed. The virtual safety car has been deployed.
I'm going to lose it in a second.
Delta here. Slow down. Maintain a positive.
I think we might be out of safety car interventions. I think we've used them all up in the first 15 laps. We've still got another 51 to go. Go on, Codemasters, give us another one. I dare you. I double dare you. Anyway, that Jafek guy, there he is, right on cue. Bangs in a 1:26.0. He was 16 seconds behind us just a few laps ago. Now he's only 9. Actually, I say a few laps ago. 1 lap ago, he was only 15, 16 seconds behind us. And at this point, I'm starting to think that his pace is a little bit fishy. Now, I thought maybe he was taking the old layout through the last few corners. But analyzing the delta to him, he's just gaining time absolutely everywhere. So much so that it's a bit crazy. I think he might be hacking. He slows down at the finish line, and then he zooms off on the minimap. I think he's charging up his hack machine, and he's getting ready to go again. Gap is now 4.9 seconds. With him stopping, it went out to 10 seconds again. Now, bearing in mind, he started this lap from a standing start. He comes across the line and does a 1 minute 25.2 from a standing start with full race fuel in the wet. I'm sorry, but this guy is hacking. No doubt about it. There's absolutely no doubt. And here he comes. He's only a second behind us now. You can see he had a little bit of a boost out of that slow speed corner. At this point, yeah, I was pretty aware of what was going on, but I was just trying to work out how he was doing it, where he was gaining time. But yeah, in the heat of the moment, I didn't really pick up on that too much. I noticed he was very fast out of that traction zone. But we'll just have to wait and see, and I guess wait really to see whether he deploys the full hacks at any point. Because now he's right in front of us, and he can't, surely he can't do it in front of us, otherwise he'd give the game away and get kicked forever. But I mean, he's kind of already given it away with his lap times. But anyway, let's see how he handles it. He has to drive normally. This reminds me, you know what? This reminds me of the AI on the old F1 games when you could see them, they'd drive normally, and their pace would be normal. But as soon as they got out of sight, their lap times would be ridiculously fast. Like a second or two a lap faster than you. Anyway, thankfully those days are over. But yeah, old mate in the Haas, he's got past us now. How is he going to get past these next two? Because we're all pretty evenly matched on pace. I'm actually struggling to get in front of the Racing Point and the Ferraris. The Ferrari in P2, yes, big dive bomb into turn 10, and his hack machine completely craps the bed when he gets to the apex of the corner, has to come to a complete stop. I don't know if he's just got like 1000% grip, whether he's got like dry pace grip, or whether like this thing is driving for him. It's hard to tell. But I think it might be the former. I think he's just got so much grip and maybe some kind of super ERS or something. Anyway, not a great run for me through turn 3. You can see the top two right there are battling. There goes the Haas up the inside into turn 4. Now watch this. Wow, absolute rocket ship out of the corners. That's how he's gaining the time. He's got some kind of super ERS, flies around all of us, and is now up in a second place. If there wasn't any doubt, it is well and truly game over for the question about whether he's hacking or not. That dude can say sayonara to any online lobbies ever again on the game. Hopefully. Fingers crossed Codemasters see this video. If not, someone will complain. Anyway, that's so bad, isn't it? People can actually hack and be ridiculously faster than everyone else in online mode. We're not allowed to have mods for this very reason, for fear of people's games being different or people being somehow unintentionally faster or whatever. But old mate with his glitch hacks is just faster than us anyway. Anyway, lap 23. Track is now drying out. The Ferrari decided to let me go for some reason, which was odd because he wasn't really holding me up. I had to struggle to keep pace with him, and all of a sudden he just lets me go. So, okay. Thanks for that. We're now up into 4th place. Hack McGee is up into 2nd place with 11 seconds worth of penalties. He comes to a stop as the DRS has now been enabled. I don't imagine we've seen that guy for the last time in this Grand Prix. So as soon as he rolls up onto the back of us, I'll have a little something to say about his antics in this race. But anyway, we're into the pit lane now. We're probably going to go into mediums here and run as long as we can, and then maybe finish on the soft compound tire. 2.6 second stop. We should emerge in about P3, but the leaders will now be within touching distance. Interestingly, the Racing Point went onto hard, so he's not going to have the pace for the next, I'd say, 20-25 laps. As 100% race to do a hard compound stint is it's going to be pretty painful. But he's made his intentions pretty clear that he's going to go to the end of the Grand Prix without making another stop. So we need to get past this guy pretty swiftly and then put some distance between us. So here we go. Fastest laps rolling in on the dry compound tyres. The race leaders, we do one ourselves, a 19.7. 1/10 clear of the last fastest lap, Hacker Boy in P4. 6 seconds faster. Nice. Say goodbye to any chance of us getting fastest lap in this Grand Prix. Round the outside of the Racing Point now as we go through turn 3. And we'll hopefully get this move done as he's on the hard compound tyres. We've got so much more grip than him. And we storm into 2nd place. Thank you very much. Let's hopefully make a charge for the race leader. in an effort to catch up. Kind of bottled it there. And there. Yeah, silly mistake from me. But speaking of silly mistakes, there is one right there from Jufek, the hacker. Obviously turned off his hack machine as he went through that corner. It's always hilarious to see the people that use hacks actually can't drive themselves and have to rely on them to be somewhat competitive. I remember Jano Otmir encountered a hacker and he couldn't really drive either. So it's a bit of a trend. Here he goes. Tried to break his wing and well, he ends up breaking his wing anyway. And I can confirm that that is the end of his race. He rage quit. So no more hacks in this lobby. We can hopefully have a clear run from here to the end of the Grand Prix. So there we go. I tried to do my bit for society. Unfortunately, I failed, but the end result was one that we all wanted, I suppose. And now we can get on with this race. 10 seconds to the race leader, David Ronu, in the Red Bull. I need to get back past this Racing Point driver, who I did get ahead of, but then I made the mistake a few laps ago, obviously. And now, trying to make a move, he goes defensive down into turn one. We're going to go around the outside and get the move done. I've gone in pretty late there, but that was in response to him maybe dive bombing me back. But in the end, we got the move done, and we're now up in a second place. And for the rest of this Grand Prix, which I think is not going to be interfered by any kind of safety cars because of all the VSCs we had early on, we're going to have to catch this guy manually. So here we go. Thankfully, we do have the pace on him. We seem to be catching him by a couple of tenths a lap. You can see how consistent the lap times are. 19.0, starting to edge into the 18s now as the fuel load is coming down. 19.0 on the last lap. We come across the line at the end of lap 39. And guess what? We do the exact same lap. 2 laps in a row. How's that for consistency? And obviously I go on record by getting a penalty. Do I? Oh, I go even faster this lap. So there we go, breaking out the corner cuts. But we're up to 6 seconds of penalties. We draw level with David in terms of pens. So we're going to have to actually get the move done on circuit. We can't rely on extra penalties to win us the race. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it goes. Because like I said, there's not going to be any more safety cars. He could get more penalties, but I'd like to get the move done on circuit. We caught him pretty rapidly. We managed to turn around a 10-second deficit, and I'd like to get the move done early before he gets too comfortable with me being right behind him. So here we go. In the slipstream of the car ahead, he's weaving all over the place. His straight line speed, to be fair, is actually really strong, and I actually can't do anything about it as we go down into turn one, late under brakes. Looks like he's struggling through the corners a little bit. We try and go around the outside through turn 3. It's not going to amount to anything. He goes up into overtake into turn 4. But the funny thing is I was in overtake as well. So his straight line speed is actually pretty crazy. I'm running 4.9 wings now at this stage of the Grand Prix. He must be running a lot less than that. That must be why I've caught him so much. He must have set up the car to be fast on a straight line, to stay ahead, to overtake others. But in clear air, in a 1v1 fight, his pace hasn't been as good as ours. We get another warning in this race. So here we go. Start finish straight. This is a good opportunity for us to make a move. But unfortunately, he's so damn fast in the straight line. I can have all the speed in the world, but if I don't have the speed in the right areas, it's hard to do anything about it as he misses the apex of the second last corner. This is going to put him under pressure as we head down the start finish straight again for the 46th time in this Grand Prix. He's very vulnerable here. He knows it. He's weaving all over the place. I'm going to look to the outside as we head down into turn 1. Can we get the move done? Yes, we can. But we've got to be wary of his straight line speed. He's absolutely rapid. So we're going to go up in a rich and overtake. We've not got much ERS left on the battery, and you can see he's coming up the inside down into turn 4. We leave the space, and thankfully doesn't have the grip to stay with us in that corner. Maybe just backed out of it in the end. I went in a bit deep there into turn 5, but otherwise we now have the lead of the Spanish Grand Prix with 20 laps to go, and we are approaching the pit window for the soft compound tyre. I think the the thing might come up for that next lap, potentially. But, yeah, we can make a choice. We can either stay out on the mediums and risk a puncture, or, I don't know, just try and keep track position. But just in case there's a safety car, I think it's probably best, with so many laps to go, that we put on the soft anyway, because we've got so much more time to make up the difference. 17 laps to go still in this Spanish Grand Prix. Now I'm starting to put the hammer down. The fuel load coming off is benefiting the car more. It's making the car faster, and it's offsetting the tyre wear, which is, it's slightly lower in a 100% race. If this is a 50% race, we wouldn't be improving lap after lap like this, I don't think. But anyway, David, he made a pit stop at the end of the last lap, boxing on his pit window lap. I basically am just doing the overcut. I didn't want to be the first one to come in. I wanted to come in later and respond and have fresher tyres for the rest of the race. And just in case there was a VSC or a safety car, I wanted to not leave myself out hanging to dry, basically. I built out a little bit of a margin, and so I let him undercut me, but hopefully he shouldn't jump me here as we come out of the pit lane, and we are going to lead the race by over 5 or 6 seconds relative to the Red Bull of David Ronu. I think he actually made a mistake in the third sector. I think he was under pressure trying to perform the undercut and get back into the lead. But, on the road, we're not leading. We're in second. But because the racing point is on hards and is going to the end, I think this is... well, it's not over, but, we still have to make the move. But we're going to have so much pace over this guy that I don't really see him as a threat, actually, in this race. I think David is actually going to catch up to him and potentially get second in this race. So here we go. This is for the lead of the Grand Prix. Rich and overtake is flowing. He didn't have a great run out of the last corner, and that leaves him weak down the start-finish straight, and we lead the Spanish Grand Prix.
Yes, great job. Excellent work. First place now, P1.
Jeff is going absolutely crazy in the background, which is absolutely lovely to see. But that was it. That was the race. I continued to march on with P1, and surprisingly, David didn't have great pace on the soft. Maybe he had damage or something, or potentially gave up, realized he lost the battle or something. It is a long old race. It can be physically demanding, mentally demanding, and maybe he was just flagging just to get to the end. But anyway, we are going to finish strongly here in this Spanish Grand Prix, P1 by over 20 seconds. So there we go, guys. That has been the Spanish Grand Prix for today. I think we had it all in this race. Endless VSCs. A lobby restart after getting disqualified for going the wrong way. Dealing with a hacker. Front wing damage on the first lap. Absolutely shocking pace in the rain. But we managed to weather the storm. Literally. Everything that this race threw at us, we were able to come out on top. And in the end, go from last to first, which I kind of forgot about. But there we go, guys. That's been this race for today. Leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Check out my Clips channel if you want to see bonus content from me over the years. It's definitely worth checking out. But that's it from me today. Enjoy the Spanish Grand Prix this weekend. Hopefully, it's as exciting as this race. But I doubt it.